Hello again, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's Mobile Mechanic. Just come to look at a Range Rover Evoque here with a DPF issue. Okay, inside the car, it's already running. We've got an exhaust filter full message and the engine management light is on, as well as a little triangle up there at the top. So at the moment I've been testing out this diagnostic scan tool here from King Bolin. It's the K10 model. I'll put a link to my affiliate link in the video description where you can buy this tool, or you can buy cheaper models. There's loads on there, and if you buy one from there I make a little bit of a cut from it, or whatever you call it. So we'll get into the diagnostic of this vehicle. I'm going to run an automatic scan. Okay, 2016 Evoque. So it's going to be the 2 litre with the AdBlue model, this one, not the 2.2. We'll run a full scan of the vehicle, see what faults we have. This is going to go through all the separate modules that the car has. Looks like there's going to be quite a lot. We've already got a bunch of faults. So maybe there's a battery issue, which is very common on these newer cars. You get a weak battery and sets off multiple codes in each different module. Okay, looks like it's finished scanning. We have diesel particle filter, soot restriction, a NOx exceedance code P2B-AE. Now this code P2B-AE, that gets triggered off on these Land Rover vehicles when you let the AdBlue go completely empty, and when you fill it back up, the code does not go away. You need to put at least 10 litres back in it and then have the codes cleared. So you can see here we've got a particle filter restriction, which is permanent. This is historic, so it looks like he may have topped it up since that, and invalid data from this speed control module. And then we've got this code P246B, an intermittent problem where the vehicle conditions were not correct for the vehicle regeneration. What that can mean is, if the conditions weren't correct, might have been that he's just been driving the car on a couple of mile journeys, so it's never been able to finish a regeneration. But more than likely it's been set off by this code here, which is the P2B-AE, and the AdBlue system has triggered off a warning, and then it shuts down all of the system and the vehicle will not regenerate, basically. Right, so we've got a couple of the NOx exceedance codes and the DPF codes in there. We have switch pack, restraint system, control module, quiescent relay box. Again, all of these were intermittent. Battery backed sounder, battery, steering wheel, canvas, USB port. Again, all of these issues here, I just put them down to maybe it's had low voltage at some point, or the battery has high resistance and it needs changing. It's just some very common issues, but looks like we're going to need to clean out the DPF on this. If we come in here to data stream, just going to find a few items here. Soot, see what the calculated soot is, and we'll find differential pressure. $40 millibars of pressure, which is quite high for one of these, and 46 grams of soot, and that is calculated using the differential pressure. So we've got quite a highly blocked DPF for one of these. You don't usually see them. When you usually see these blocked, they're usually up around the 20 millibars, but this one is, it may have been like that for a while, so it looks to me like it's been blocked for a while and they've been driving it, so it just gets, the more you drive it, the more blocked it will get, because it's not, the car has shut down its own regeneration process, and that can't be activated until the pressure's been reduced and the faults have been cleared, basically. Or what this is gonna, if you brought this to a dealership, basically, more than likely they're going to say, look, the pressure's too high, so we can't regenerate it. So what it needs to do is you just need to replace the DPF. but obviously if you've got the cleaning kit you can clean them out, and I'm going to use my cleaning kit from Launch UK, and again I'll put the link to that in the video description. Now if we hold the revs up at 3000 RPM, we have round about 300 millibars of pressure, and usually if we hold that for say round about a minute until the engine warms up, we will find that that pressure will increase when the vehicle gets hot. So I've been holding the accelerator for about 10 or 20 seconds now. We can see it's increasing up to 310. I will probably go up to 340, 350 once it's warmed up. Okay, so I'm under the car here. I'm just going to open the little cross frame here. Get these bolts out. Now that'll give me access up here to the AdBlue injector. Okay, so now we can get this AdBlue injector off. We're using a size 4 hex to get this clamp open. Now we just use a little pick to clean out the port where that came from, and this also the front of the AdBlue injector here where the nozzle is. Okay, now I've got this cleaning kit from Launch UK. It's the DPF cleaning fluid, and it comes with this gun that you attach to the compressor here. So we'll get this fluid in. This is half a bottle, so I've already used half on a different vehicle. I'm going to put half of this bottle in here, and then we can top the rest up with just some plain water. Okay, now we've filled that up. We can attach the gun. Now we've got that connected to our compressor here, and we can go back under the van, under the car, sorry. Now I'm going to get this nozzle here. We're just going to stick that in where the AdBlue port came out. In there. Make sure it's in tight. Now I can squeeze the trigger, and we'll get this fluid sprayed in. Keep filling it up until the DPF is completely full. Okay, so it looks like we're just about full now. We've got most of it coming back out. So let that sit now for a couple of minutes. So now we're back in the vehicle after we've put it all back together. We're going to start it up. Now we're just going to hold the vehicle at 3000 RPM again, and we should see the DPF pressure now coming down. We want to see that come down to sort of, usually on the EZ, come down to sort of 40 millibars at 3000 RPM, and you should see a 0 pressure at idle. It's on these, anything below 10 millibars it won't give you a reading, so we should have a 0 reading, and hopefully once that's down we should see these soot concentration should start dropping as well. If not, we can reset that. Some of these are locked in once they get this high, but some can start to drop once the differential pressure has come down. So we're down to 100 millibars so far there. And that's 90. You can see the chart there where it's coming down. Now we're down to 80. Now we're going to see a lot of steam. Basically, this is not smoke. You're going to see steam coming from the rear exhaust. Obviously you get a hot exhaust with wet fluid in there, and it gives you this sort of vaping stuff here you see coming out. It should start dying down. Okay, so we're down where we need to be now. We'll let go of the rev. We should see that drop to 0 millibars. Still at 10 for a minute, but that will drop in a minute. Okay, what I'm going to do now is turn the ignition off engine off, sorry, and ignition on. Go back on here, back again, look for our special functions. We're going to go to exhaust emission, particle filter replacement. This is the only way that you can get these codes to clear, is by telling it it's had a new DPF. Okay, so some sort of communication issue. Might have to try a different scan tool. Okay, that's not working. Okay, so I'm going to try that with the Launch UK here, Euro tab 3. Switch the ignition to number 2. Okay, carry out. Just going to clear the codes and reset the particle filter replacement. Hopefully this should work. Now, both of these tools should technically do the same job, because the King Bolin does use Launch software, but of course this is a UK tool, so you've got UK support with it, and it tends to work a lot more reliable than the ones you get from Amazon. So we're just about done. Switch the ignition off. Now hopefully we don't get an error message again. But I don't usually have problems with the tab 3. Usually always works fine on these. So switch the ignition back to 2, and that's completed successfully. Okay, so this tool has done the job, and again I'll put the link for this. It's the same link, the Launch UK link, that you get the cleaning fluid from that I've used. So now I'm going to run a scan again on this. On the tab 3, of course, we can do a high-speed scan, so it should be a lot quicker. Obviously we've cleared some of the codes now, so most of these are going to come up green. Okay, go back to the ECM and we'll read the live data again. Differential pressure and the soot content is what we're looking for. So you can see now that that's reset to 0 because we've reset the DPF, and if we have the engine running we have 0 millibars of pressure there at idle, which is what we want to see on this. If you increase the rev a little bit on this, you'll see it doesn't give you a 1, 2, 3, but it will go straight to a number 10, then a 20, 10, a little bit more, 20, 30 and 40. So that is the end result there. 3,200 RPM, we got 40-50 millibars of pressure. Okay, so you can see now we're all finished. We just parked the vehicle back on the customer's drive. So that's the tool there I use for this. Is the X431 Euro tab 3 from Launch UK. Now we're all finished, vehicle's all done, and I'll see you on the next video.